Hi, my name is Stephen Parrish and I'm a junior here at Victory University from Gloucester, Virginia. My evolution of ideology regarding the death penalty has changed dramatically over the years. On February 20th, 1988, my best friend Sean Edward Hull was tragically murdered on the streets of Houston, Texas. I wanted the killer caught and to be executed. But let me back up to 1981 when I was a 13-year-old living in Conroe, Texas. A white 16-year-old female named Cheryl Ferguson was raped and brutally murdered at the local Conroe High School. It shocked my safe, quiet community that I grew up in. It hit close to home. The quick arrest of Clarence Branley, the African-American janitor of the high school, eased people's fears. It also brought out hate, as many wanted him to die for his crime. I was one of those who wanted Branley to die. I had never been a huge advocate of the death penalty before this time, but I did believe an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If you live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. My philosophy would take a drastic turn as I began educating myself. I was a student at Sunset International Biblical Institute in Lubbock, Texas, preparing for ministry. Researching the prison ministry that I did my internship at, I found that it was founded by Clyde Thomas, dubbed the meanest man in Texas. He was once on death row. His case was commuted to life, and after nearly 35 years in prison, he was set free. When he was free, he started the prison ministry and went back into prisons and brought the message of the cross as a minister of reconciliation. And thousands of inmates were set free from the bondage of sin and have a home in heaven because of Clyde. What if he'd have been executed? Thousands would have been lost, possibly, because they would have never heard the message of the cross. I became a minister preaching for congregations in Baytown and Victoria, Texas. I also pursued a degree as a paralegal in research of capital punishment exposed me to some disturbing data. The Death Penalty Information Center has published a list of 8 inmates executed, but very likely innocent, or some serious doubt of guilt has been cast. But their life is over, and if they were innocent, they will never have the opportunity to prove of their innocence. In the U.S. alone, 140 human beings, God's children, were at one time on death row, only to be exonerated by evidence later garnered, like DNA. That's too many, friends. That could have been 140 innocent men that would have died. That's just too many holes, too many loopholes in the system for me to continue to support capital punishment. And Clarence Branley, he turned out to be innocent. He spent nearly 10 years on death row in Huntsville, Texas. He was given a new trial when in 1982-87 Special State District Judge Perry Pickett made the recommendations for such to the Court of Criminal Appeals by stating that the litany of events graphically described by the witness, some of it chilling and shocking, leads me to the conclusion that the pervasive shadow of darkness has obscured the light of fundamental decency and human rights. Once an advocate for death penalty, I am no longer an advocate, but an advocate to abolish the death penalty, and the Branley case is why. My hard, bitter heart was changed because of this case. It was a case of racial prejudice, perjured testimony, witness intimidation, white witnesses against a black man, a poor black man who could not afford adequate defense, lost evidence including blood and spermatozoa which would have exonerated Clarence, an all-white grand jury, and an all-white jury. The 2 white janitors who testified against this black man were the real rapists and murderers. They are now on LS1 unit, death row in Texas. Yet I still don't believe in the death penalty. Clarence, friends, was 6 days away from the needle. Some men of the 140 were just hours, even minutes away from being put to death themselves. And that, for this country of the United States, and yea, all over the world, is just too many people. We need to stop the death penalty. Thank you. And until next time, God bless you.